Welcome back, everybody, to MediaSnoop's Let's Play of The Sinking City, Part 23. It's time we brought a criminal to justice.
Or waltz in and find him eaten by wild beasts, either one.
One of the two. But, I mean, what matters is that I am vengeance.
I am the night.
We are Batman! Alright. This is a really interesting design. It's a Bobby. Take from the baby carriage. If you want it, take it. It's free. I had to double read that for a minute because for a second I thought they were talking about the baby.
Oh.
And
that would be very unfortunate.
Also, in this apartment building, this is the only apartment. Oh.
What?
Oh.
Oh, you think they got divorced because the baby died?
No, I think they got divorced and she took the baby.
How cruel.
I mean, statistically speaking. It's kind of the most common thing. Holy crud. Yeah, I'll take this apartment immediately. This was gorgeous.
And judging by the layer of dust on it, this ring hasn't been worn in a long time. So why keep it around?
Because she left and he's beside himself with guilt.
He's such a wounded soul.
Who murders people.
Yeah, I know.
It's kind of weird when games and movies and shows try to make you feel sympathetic for a killer. Seriously though, this apartment is amazing.
Except there's no doors. That's kind of weird.
The professor's fact list. Westerbrook usually has his lunch about 2:30. Get some soap. Anna always stays at the fish market. She shouldn't learn about me. New hauls of fish arrive every 2 days. An ounce per box will be enough. The guard spends most of his time on the second floor during the night. Think about a way to divert suspicions from Westerbrook. Don't want him to come to any harm. Don't forget to return the flask to the storage. Think about plan B. So this isn't like a spur of the moment. He really
planned it, but...
Yeah. But newspaper issue, March. Going, gone. Body count rises as vanishing continue. Body count rises as vanishings continue across Oakmont. Locals are in a panic, with most of the reported disappearances occurring in the Shells, Salvation Harbor, and Grimhaven Bay. Captain Caleb Lyons of the Oakmont Police has put out a call for information. Our evidence suggests a link between these disappearances and the charity organization EOD that has recently risen to prominence among the city's poor, said Lyons. Most of the victims seem to have either joined this group or been a recipient of their alms. We encourage anyone with information to come forward. The Chronicle reminds readers to avoid any suspicious newcomers, especially Innsmouthers, and to remain at home during evening hours. Stay alert.
Does just the whole city hate Innsmouthers?
This is like a serious parody of, North America, etc. in the early 1900s,
I guess so,
1800s, like heavy racism.
Hasn't been that clear up until this point.
Because even the newspaper is saying
This
that.
Cavendish guy did an impressive investigation, and the EOD is in the center of all of it.
Well,
Yeah.
we know the city loves the Throgmortons because the Throgmortons are funding everything.
Yeah. Disturbance in the Shells as fighting breaks out between locals and Innsmouthers. The cause of the conflict appeared to be the disappearance of several women, with locals accusing a group of Innsmouthers of the crime. The Oakmont police continue to investigate the vanishings, but as yet the case remains unsolved. One source from the Shells reports that traces of fish scales and seaweed were found at multiple victims' homes, which seems to have precipitated the fight. Precipitated. I can speak English. I know big words. I does words the best. I have all the best words.
You have all the best words.
I have all the best words.
Door won't budge.
It's budging now.
Why is it we haven't used that once in this whole game up until this?
And now we're using it all the time.
Yeah.
I loved you. I always,
I always
loved you.
loved you.
If I had feelings, that would be That would get me right in the feels.
Oh. Oh.
Hey, Portals, we love you. You're amazing. What's going on? Okay.
You will never understand our cause. My child is blessed by the sea. I'm leaving you, George.
Okay, so she... So it wasn't a nice split.
No.
George,
But I
I can't live like this anymore. There's something I have to tell you.
Okay.
I don't care what your damn EOD cult demands, Anna! I thought the child was mine. Mine!
Okay.
Okay.
So is the
let's see
kid
what we
not
have here.
his?
Yes. And she said blessed by the sea, so I wonder
George?
if it's...
I can't live like this.
I don't care what your...
You will never understand our cause.
Or the
My
child
child
was
is blessed by
born
the
in
sea.
Smelter? Like they see it as a gift from the sea?
I'm leaving you, George.
George Cavendish. He had a wife named Anna. She had a baby that was not his, but blessed by the sea
Okay.
and claimed by the EOD. This caused their split.
That explains why he hates it so much.
Yeah.
They literally, the organization took his kid. Oh.
Cutscene.
Yeah,
It's been forever.
forever.
And... again. What else is new?
Well, we're standing on the roof.
Indeed.
Oh my god. I mean, oh my K.
Hi.
Who are you? What are you doing here?
Calm down.
What the hell was that?
My name's Charles Reed. I'm a private investigator.
Random vision and then the guy walks in.
Right now, you look like someone who's breaking into my house. A burglar. Explain yourself.
I did not.
Say Anna sent me.
Yeah, No, you should explain yourself.
No, Cavendish. Time for you to do some explaining. Care to tell me why you poisoned the fish at the EOD warehouse? And you better not lie to me. Oh, sorry. Is this making you angry? Yeah, two can play at that game, and believe me, I've got plenty of anger for the both of us.
How dare you?
I'm only going to ask politely once. Then my gun will do the talking.
Fine. Fine. Yes, it was me. But I had a good reason to do it. It all comes back to Anna.
What reason? I mean, we know Anna's the wife, so that
Yeah.
seems weird.
Oh, this should be fun. What's your good reason for poisoning innocent people? You know the EOD are feeding the hungry, don't you?
No, that's exactly the problem. They're not doing it out of charity. They do it to spread their influence and recruit new members. Some of those initiates, as they call them, vanish without a trace. And not just them. They kidnap ordinary folks, too.
And poisoning the fish would prevent this. How?
Oh, you see, not everyone in this city believes in the EOD yet. They have opposition among the citizens, both rich and poor. A rumor of the EOD's fish being poisonous and several incidents would be enough to undermine the EOD by sparking fear and mistrust.
I get what you're doing, especially if what you're saying is true about the kidnappings, but that's not the way to, like... I'm gonna hurt this organization by killing innocent people. It's not how you do it.
There must be another way to deal with the EOD. Look, if their crimes are that obvious, why don't you just go to the police?
They're resourceful, those sons of hagfish. They maintain a squeaky clean image, and they're good at it. I tried going to the police. They were no help at all. And I'm not suicidal enough to make it public and take them to court.
I guess we have to ask who's Anna to you.
What's Anna got to do with all this?
As you might have already gleaned, she was my wife.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it all starts to come together now.
The EOD robbed me of her. It all started with the free fish. We were all short on food at the time, and then they hooked her with their nonsense about the benevolent sea and greater good. I looked past it for some time, but then...
She became pregnant.
Yes. At first, I was over the moon. But then one day she came to me, that snake, and told me that the child was not mine. She said it was blessed by the sea, that it was demanded by the EOD. Doomed take them! I couldn't stand it. I just couldn't.
Oh, we can ask what blessed by the sea means.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I'm curious.
What did she mean? Blessed by the sea.
What do you think is the cause of Innsmouth syndrome in people?
Living in Innsmouth?
That K-forsaken place has nothing to do with it. It comes from breeding with monsters.
Oh.
These sea
Gross.
creatures they call Deep Ones. They take our women and they spoil them with their seed. Then they give birth to degenerate fish-faced offspring.
How do you
Okay,
know
hold
that?
up a minute.
That feels...
Hold up a minute. Didn't we find a note with the guy went to the island and found only women, and the women were like...
Witches.
Yeah.
We found something off camera. We were doing a little bit of grinding to get experience, and there was a whole note about a group of explorers who went to an island with only women on it who had slaughtered their husbands, and these guys laid with the women. So it's different because in theory the women are normal.
Yeah.
They lay with the sea gods who are presumably, or sea monsters
Yeah,
who are
but
presumably men.
it's still interesting. There seems to be a trend in different like creatures or powerful beings breeding with humans to create these weird hybrid kind of lineages.
Things. Only the most wholesome of topics on MediaSnoop.
Where did you learn all of this? This information about the EOD?
After Anna left, I had nothing. But I did have a lot of time to research Innsmouthers, the EOD, and the story behind them. It is an old and powerful organization. They appeared back in the mid-19th century in Innsmouth, and the first people with the Innsmouth syndrome started showing up around that same time.
Perhaps not coincidentally.
Of course not. And the EOD is immensely rich. The sudden rise to power of the Blackwood family happened right after they joined them.
What are you going to do now?
So what's your next move?
I was interrupted and couldn't finish my task. The EOD received a fresh haul of fish, but now they're on alert and raised their guard. I understand I'm in no position to ask. But after reviewing all the facts I've presented to you, Mr. Reed, would you agree to help me?
Like,
Those are two very
very
extremes.
different. But I mean, he didn't really present much of a case. Except I have a vendetta against my wife, so I decided to poison innocent people.
His entire argument comes down to they're the offsprings of monsters, which he hasn't really shown us proof for. It's just what he's told us.
Yeah. But even then, he's not killing those people. He's killing innocent people.
I totally believe the EOD is a cult
Yeah.
of some kind, and they're convincing people. But like, when he says "help us," I guarantee he's gonna say we need to poison those fish.
Yeah.
Like he tried to, and probably did succeed in because the fish were being distributed, murdering innocent people.
Yeah.
And it doesn't feel right to help him.
No, it doesn't.
It does feel a little extreme to say you
He
deserve to
wanted
die.
us to like research the organization to see if we can find out a way to bring them down, like bring some kind of shady business forward to the police and be like, this is what they're really doing.
But I doubt that.
I doubt that's what he wants.
So we kind of have to. I don't want to help him.
No.
Like, I feel bad for the guy, but he did try to murder people, so.
You're a madman, Cavendish. You're willing to let innocent people suffer and die just to get revenge on your ex-wife. No, this madness has to stop. And I'm gonna put an end to it right now.
Oh, no, no. You don't understand.
Oh, jeez.
Oh! Sorry. I killed George.
I kind of expected more of a fight.
Hey.
That actually went pretty smooth.
Stop it.
I mean, yeah, I gotta make sure. It's a mercy. Alright. Mind Palace. So we have the poisoning was a sabotage. Nope. George Cavendish poisoned the fish to undermine the EOD's charitable operations. So I can combine all of those to... George Cavendish became desperate after EOD robbed him of his wife. He's determined to save others from the same fate. Or, George Cavendish is a dangerous psychopath who won't hesitate to kill innocents to achieve his goals.
It's obviously the second one. It sucks to say it, but...
Like, here's the thing.
If he wants to prevent the EOD from influencing other people, he would take down the EOD, not the innocent people.
Yeah, that's kind of like, I'm going to stop people from getting run over by these cars by running over the people first. Or by chopping off their legs so they can't cross the street and get run over by these cars. Like,
it's twisted logic.
Like, what? They can't become the enemy if they're dead, and that's obviously the best course of action.
Mm-hmm.
No. He's nuts. I don't think there's anything else. The guard is afraid of Anna. Maybe that has to do with that. Oh, there you go. Anna Cavendish is a zealous servant of EOD, and she will follow any instruction without hesitation. I can combine that to... Anna Cavendish is covering up the EOD's shady ambition to take over the city, or she does honest charity work for the people. Which do we think?
I don't know. It seems like her motivation to join was because of what they were saying about her child.
But the question is, like, one, how long ago this was?
Yeah.
Like, is the child, like... Okay, wait. He said he was born in 86. The stroller is just outside now. So it's probably been less than, let's say, a year.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know whether she's a liar or she's not. She says she didn't know about the underground torture chamber.
Yeah.
But
people are also afraid of her, which...
yeah, he's
Yeah.
terrified of her.
So maybe I lean more towards the other one.
She's probably hiding something.
I think she is a victim of the EOD, but she's been, like, so totally brainwashed that she's like, I will do anything to serve.
Yeah, it's kind of like, yeah, you're a victim, but at what point does a victim turn into a member, for lack of a better term? The EOD has much more going on than charity organizations. They're dirty, I know it, whatever they're up to isn't good. I was kind of expecting one giant one to kind of link it. Alright. Well, I need to return to the fish market and speak with Anna about upholding her end of the bargain. I don't feel good about that. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of wish there had been... Oh, it still says there's something in the Mind Palace. Oh, I guess I can just change these. What happens if I do? Oh, it doesn't like these two together. So if I say that she's honest, I should help Anna Cavendish deal with the poisoner and save the city. If I say that... I should help George Cavendish to loosen the EOD's grip on the city.
What? We
Well,
have to choose one or the other?
He's already dead, so we might as well say she's being honest. I'm gonna help Anna save the city.
Sucks, but...
I mean, we haven't seen her do anything bad.
No.
People are scared of her, which doesn't really bode well. You know, for, hey, I'm a great person. Look at all the people that are absolutely terrified by me. But by that same token, we haven't seen her do anything that's truly evil.
Yeah.
I still think she is, though. but
Yeah.
it doesn't want us to.
I wouldn't use the word evil, but like they're doing something besides just charity for sure.
What if I leave it? I'm just gonna switch it back and see if anything happens. Like if we leave it as we think they're both nuts. Because I can't like. It's very black and white.
Yeah.
But it's like the game says it's black and white, but it's really not.
Indeed.
You know? Hopefully, though. Hopefully there's something we can do about it. Because if they are feeding people, but giving them, like... You play that music, bud. If they are giving the people food, then... Yeah, they're giving them this, you know, weird culty message. We don't know for certain about the kidnappings.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, weird message with food versus starving to death. I don't know. This is... There's no good guys.
Yeah.
It's all shades of gray.
Also, we haven't forgotten about Harriet Doe, but we literally... I don't know about you, but I can't think of any leads we actually have.
We went to the EOD because I think that was the connection to Harriet Doe. Because the guy we found in that underground cavern had the knife and the icon. Yeah. So now we're back at the fish market, ready to ask the hard-hitting questions.
It'll be fun.
It'll be lots of fun. And we will do that this time, because I'm really curious as to what you have to say.
Leave enough for everyone.
I killed the poisoner.
I found the poisoner and dealt with him. He won't be bothering you anymore.
See, bless you, Charlie. That's great news. Who was it?
Well, see, now that's the interesting part. It was your ex-husband, George Cavendish.
Oh. Well, that son of a rotten shark finally got what was coming to him. Good riddance. Still, it's strange. I never thought he'd have the guts to do something like this. He was always a pushover.
Alrighty,
You are oddly calm.
yeah.
You're taking this remarkably well for a woman who just found out her ex-husband was a poisoner.
He's nobody to me. The EOD is my family now. We serve a higher purpose than he could ever grasp. My life finally has meaning. You've done us both a huge favor by relieving him of the burden of his miserable existence.
Indeed.
I think I'm gonna stick
done,
with the
Charlie.
"you're a little nuts" too, lady.
Yeah, a little
right.
bit.
No more messing around. Get me in touch with your Grand Poobah or whoever's in charge. Now.
Easy there, Charlie. I'm a woman of my word. Go to the basement of the fish market. It's nearby. You'll find an Innsmouther there by the name of Maurice. Tell him I've sent you. You'll get your answers.
About time.
I don't like it. Sending us to a trap or something.
Oh, probably. And we will walk headfirst into that trap next time on MediaSnoop Plays The Sinking City. Thank you so much for joining us, and we will see you later.